Hi Femmes, I am Violet Ayala. I'm the founder of Fem City, and I'm hopping on here today to share with you guys a gift that I would like to give you to close out 2020 and prepare for 2021. I actually created a self-guided worksheet that you guys can download at femcity.com. It's free, so it's not just for members. I opened it up, it's public, so if you just visit femcity.com and head over to the left-hand side, it says a holiday gift for you. You will find this worksheet there waiting for you. And I thought I'd go ahead and just do kind of a little tutorial and walk you through the worksheet. And these are the exercises that I do as I close out one year and open myself up for the energies of the new year. You don't have to do this tonight or tomorrow. You can literally symbolically transition from one year to the next at any time that it feels right for you. So don't feel any pressure of having to do all these things this evening or tomorrow to close it out. You can literally do it any time that you feel you want to go ahead and kind of close that chapter energetically or spiritually and kind of open up for the next year. So I'm going to walk you through the self-guided worksheet. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always tag me. I'm here to help. My intention is to help you guys. So if there's anything more or any kind of elaboration you need, please feel free to reach out. But I always like to start out with these questions. So let's go ahead and warm up and start getting prepared for 2021 and close out 2020. The first question I have for you is, as you look back at 2020, what were the three top strengths you demonstrated? And I love this question because it focuses on the things that you brought to the table, those strengths that you didn't even know existed, those feelings, the things that you got through. What were those three things that were just magical, that you are just so proud of, that you were able to demonstrate in 2020? 2020 was a year of definite turbulence, right? Every day was the unknown, relationships closing, opening, opportunities shifting, going away, perhaps be packaging in other ways. And so think about the three strengths that you demonstrated in 2020, because it will get your mind to stop thinking about negativity and really see the beautiful, greatness that you brought into 2020, despite everything that happened, that you were really strong in these three areas. So what were those three strengths? Perhaps it was perseverance. Perhaps it was that you pivoted, you kept the faith, you stayed strong, you held the space for others. So what were those three strengths that you shared? The second question I want to ask you, and I ask myself this as well, what's the one word that empowered your 2020? So often when we start closing out one year to the next, we start to kind of maybe go down a narrative that, oh my gosh, it just makes you feel so much sadness. It makes you feel so much regret or maybe some anger. But when we switch it and we think about the empowerment, think about what's that one word that really helped you to make it through 2020. Was it being resilient? Was it, being able to move fast on your feet, think fast, quick changes? What was that one word? For me, it was definitely perseverance. That's definitely a word that was my empowerment word for 2020. The third question is, what is the moment you are most proud of from 2020? Again, sometimes we think only about the negative things and the bad things, but think about that moment that you were most proud of. What was that moment like? What was going on? That's a really great way to honor yourself as well and to give yourself a dose of self-love. And then the last part of this warm-up on the worksheet, with what you noted above, pause for a moment and allow yourself to feel all the greatness, the strength, the wisdom, and beauty that you share to yourself and to others. And give yourself a brief pause of grace and spiritual honoring. So this is the part where you kind of just want to take a couple of breaths, recognize how much you accomplished, how much you got through, how you helped others. Just allow yourself to feel that grace and just kind of an applause for what you got through. If you're listening to this, you got through. And I'm personally really proud of you. I know a lot of our femmes, just seeing you guys shine despite all the challenges, I'm really proud of you. So if you just made it to this point and you're here, that is really great. All right, so let's close out one year and open up the next. So what kind of questions would that actually give us? So the first one is, what is that self-limiting thought you will leave behind in 2020? So what's that thought that you had in 2020 that no longer serves you, that you say, you know what, that is no longer me. That is no longer the way I'm going to think. Those are no longer the words I'm going to use. I'm going to leave that behind. So what is that self-limiting thought that you have that you're going to leave behind. You're going to kind of close that out, wrap it up, and just toss it aside. The second question is, what is your new higher being thought and theme for 2021? What's that going to be? Think about that and kind of start preparing yourself energetically for that theme, those thoughts of connecting to your higher being, right? That one that's pulling you into that space that you're destined to be. The third one is, what words or phrases will you remove from your language that have held you back until this moment? So what are those words that you have repeated over and over again in 2020 and you realize that is no longer true? Those are no longer going to define me anymore. So maybe it's, I will always be broke, or I will never have love, or I will never be successful. What are those phrases that you constantly spin around in your mind that you recognize right now that doesn't help me? That is not going to support my greater purpose or my greater good. That's not connected to my higher being. So think about that phrase and make a conscious effort to remove it. Whether you want to write it on a piece of paper and crumble it up and throw it away. Sometimes people do some sort of ceremony, writing in a journal and then kind of tossing that aside. So whatever helps you to clean that out, go ahead and do that as well. And the fourth one is this, what is your new mantra that supports your higher self and your greater being? So what's that mantra going to be, right? What's that going to be when you are feeling a little bit down and out? It's going to pull you into that great space again so that you can accomplish your dreams and your goals. And then the last part of that is, what narrative did you shift out of in 2020 that no longer limits your self-worth, your beauty, your greatness that you are destined to share with others? What is that narrative you're going to shift out of? And it's really, I love writing. I actually wrote all these notes while I was creating this worksheet. I love writing it out, but you can go ahead and, of course, type it. You can use it on your phone, but really start processing all of those thoughts that have been holding you back, those words, those phrases, perhaps those relationships, that energy that you've been holding that no longer defines you, that no longer will stay with you as you close out into the new year. And so your homework beyond this worksheet, your homework is to dedicate 15 to 30 minutes, whether it's today or tomorrow or next week, whenever you decide to energetically close out from one year to the next, to remove the energies that no longer serve you. The words or the self-limiting thoughts that don't bring out your grandest self, right? The ones that are no longer serving you. You say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of feeling like this. I'm sick and tired of calling myself names or putting myself down. I'm tired of that. 2021 is going to be the year that I don't do that anymore. So what are those? Once you've said goodbye to your 2020, welcome 2021 with new energy, narratives, and a deeper connection to your powerful and loving self. I always like to end thinking that the next year is on our side. 2021 is on our side, and it loves us and it supports us. And I just want to reiterate that I know so many of you personally, and I have seen so many femmes just really accomplish so many great things in 2020 because it was such a horrible and rotten year. And they just persevered. They helped each other out. You may not have accomplished your goals. You may not have finished that book. You may not have really successfully launched that second business or that first business, but you've got to be right here where you are right now. And that is a great accomplishment. And so I'm honoring you, and I'm wishing you a great closure to 2020, a beautiful 2021. And I hope this really helps you guys.